Trivago te ayuda a comparar los precios de más de 700,000 hoteles.
Ok, pues primero por lo primero. Yo hice el video completo, bueno, casi completo, y me di cuenta en la edición de que no, no estaba el audio. Y ahora lo tengo que hacer de nuevo, así que aquí estamos. Hello. Esto parece un ASMR, pero es en inglés el video, es en inglés, así que... Hello, my name is Gianpaolo. I want to explain you what is diode. What is diode? It's a very simple thing, you know. Uh, with a diode, it's a component. It's an electric component, and the function is that you put the positive and negative in a diode, and the current can flow. You know, very easy. The current can flow depends of the configuration the diode. The diode you can do with the diode a bright rectifier. With a bright rectifier, you can convert the AC current in DC current. Okay. I see you. That is the camera, but I see my face in the square. In the sorry, in the square. So I see me in the square. I can see me in the camera because it's weird. Okay. So the diode, you can convert the current, the AC at DC. You have different waves. One moment, please. I go to paint for explain you what is the function. With the diode, the DC current is like that. Depends of the rectifier, because you have different rectifier. You have a middle rectifier que do that, and you have a full rectifier que is like that, bright rectifier. With the current, with the positive current, you can pass from that diode and the negative current flow in that diode. It's similar, but the difference is the configuration about the different diode, because this is a normal configuration, but you can put in inverse configuration. In inverse configuration, you can, o sea, in this diode, the negative current can pass, but inverse. In this diode, the positive current can pass, but in this not, because the resistance is very high. So when a diode is in a normal configuration like that, the positive current can pass. In this, can't pass because the resistance is very high. So when the about the voltage, you convert this and add this. But with the capacitor and different things, filters and other things, you can do that. So finally is like that. And the more filters and more things you can do, this is C current, continuum current, because DC is a little modification that DC current, and AC current is the difference. So so in the electronic, the diode is very important because you can protect the components when you put the positive and negative. I don't know who put the if the circuit no function, if the circuit works correctly, then you put the correctly positive and negative. If don't work, it's because you need to change the positive and negative, because you don't know who is negative. You don't know. So I put the diode. Entonces anode I put in negative, and cathode I put I put in the air, because I connect the battery. So if I go to paint, I have a circuit. This is a board. Entonces, in this square I have a diode, but no. One moment, please. Okay. This is a circuit. Okay. In this square I have a diode negative and positive. So I have two jumpers. In this jumper I put positive, and that jumper in the second I put negative. So the circuit don't work because I put in different, but the diode works correctly. So I need to put the positive and the negative. So the diode protect the circuit if I do other thing. So I want to put positive in that place, I put the diode for protect the circuit. So I want to this LED turn on. I put positive and negative, and the diode work correctly. And who the LEDs light? How work? I want to explain you. So if you have a current and have two conductors, the current if is a high voltage, the current jump to the other conductor. So if you put a tiny piece of conductor, you see the light of the electrons. So if you see the electrons, you can put a crystal. So when the light breathe, or when the electron jump, you put the crystal, so you have a light depending of the color of the crystal. It's very easy. So we go to paint again. I have two conductors. I put a tiny conductor. So the electron jump, and with this jump generate the light. So I put a color in the crystal. I put color in a crystal, so when the electron jump, the light is green, for example, or pink, or I don't know, purple. So that is the function of the LED. But you have a diode. This is a diode, so you need to put currently the positive and negative, because if you don't put currently, the LED don't work correctly. You need to put good the positive and negative. Okay. So I want to explain the other units. So I put the transition in few moments. So I want to, this video is for other people who want to know about the electronics, or want to see me in a square. I don't know, but I want you learn about the electronics. If you want, you can see the course or other videos, because my English is not very good, but I talk I talk English. It's not very good, but okay. I put the transition now. So very good transition, very good. So the fuses is a simple thing. With the fuses you can protect the circuit when you have a high voltage, but you don't know high voltage. What do? I don't know. You put the fuse for protect the circuit, because you have we go to paint again, because paint is very helpful for explaining. You have a fuse. The fuse is simple. That is a conductor. That is a tiny piece of conductor. Tiny. So when the current pass when you have high voltage, the current pass fast. So the piece of metal is very hot, so they broke. Broke. Good. So when the circuit is off, so you protect the circuit, because they know the current or the voltage no, they don't burn you the whole circuit, because it's broken. You have a circuit. You have a circuit in this. So this is a circuit. No, in a lightning, go there. So the light is explode. You don't want the light explode. So I put a fuse, and fuse cut the circuit, and line is turn on. So you protect the circuit. It's like that. This is a fuse, so I put off, and the circuit is off. It's very simple. You might think you have a very difficult circuit. Is I don't know, like that. You have a very difficult circuit, and you don't want the whole circuit is born. So you put a fuse, and a parallel circuit is possible. Is born, but don't is the entire circuit. Very simple. That is the fuse do. They protect the circuit when the current is nitido. Okay. You can replace very easy the fuse, so I put other and nitido. This is the explanation about the explication about the fuse, because they do a very important thing, but it's not wow, it's very easy. They works with other electric part. The name in Spanish is varistor, but in English I don't know who is the name. I can search, because it's very important to learn or you own. And I think that is the name, but I don't know. See, it's the same.
Varistor.
Okay. So I put the transition now. Hello. This is a joke. Sorry. Chip. Integrated circuit. This is a millennium electronic to produce small microchip. Is 1,000 of transistors. You know, when transistor is a piece of very important piece of electronic. With a transistor, you do whatever you want. It's like a transistor. I think you don't know. You know who is a transistor, so I don't explain specifically what is a transistor. So when you have a transistor, you connect together. You can do it a calculator of binary numbers. You can do a memory with a transistor. A memory can save you can save the numeric input, binary number, hexadecimal number. So when you put a different transistor with a different forms and different configuration, you have a chip, but that chip is a model. So with this model you can do, for example, I put one number 5 and 4, and I want to put 5 and 4. I want to make a arithmetic operation, for example. But how I did that? How I did a machine do that? I want to do a arithmetic operation. How? So I need to do a interface. With the interface, I can talk with the machine. So, for example, if I put the 001, I want to do a multiplication, and 002 is a other arithmetic operation. So I put the number and I put the 0001. So how I put 0001? I need to do. I can see. You don't see the. I put a number button. So with a button, I can 001, 002, you know. So with a model, I can put more models. I can do with different models a microchip. So with a different models can arithmetic operation and thousand of this model and memories, I can do a calculator. So if I can do a calculator, I can do more things. For example, I want to do a print one image of my screen of my computer. So I need to put different thousand of million of 0101 in a specific part of my computer. How I do? So the transistor, I need to put more small, like 7 nanometers, for example. One of that transistor is 7 nanometers. Nanometer is like you see the picture, so I don't need to talk. It's 7 nanometer. When a 7 nanometer, I put the different million of thousand and in up, down, in the middle. Entonces, bueno. So with the difference of transistor, I can do the image faster because I process the information very fast because it's tiny, and the space with the others is very short. So I put 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So that is a microchip. It's like that. Microchip. That is the model. So with a model, you put more small, and with a different microchip like that, small, you put a file or space square about this transistor, and you put the microchip. It's a processor of the computer. you can see that I think I think this is a microchip. So with the microchip you can do everything in a computer. When you put more transistor, you can do more fast, more fast. The difference between the processor and the GPU is like it's the same, but the processor you can do the things one next to the one. For example, if I want to open a file and see Netflix, the computer open a file and next see Netflix, or open Netflix. With a GPU, is everything different. You need to put the GPU can do the things in the same time. For example, it's like that. That is the CPU. It's next to the other. It's application next to the application. I finished that and I continue with that. I finish this operation, I continue with the other. So it's in series. That is the CPU, and that is the GPU.
It's good to carry around. This is a surgical theater, man. We're ready to go.
Michael, are you ready?
All right. Army.
Okay. GPU painting demonstration. And 10, 9, 8, 3, 2, 1.
The GPU. It's the difference. The GPU is, so. So I explained the difference between a GPU and the microchips and the process of the computer. If you have a question, you can tell me. I can answer you if I have the knowledge. I can answer it. So I put the transition now. So resistor. Resistor. It's opposition of the current or the voltage, depend of the resistor. Because if I put the resistor in series, I oppose at the voltage. If I put in parallel, I opposed of the current. How is work? I go to paint, a very good application for the explication. Oh my god, okay, paint, I have a resistor. That is a resistor, and one and resistor 2. You know, if I the voltage or the current, I do that. Sorry, it's a sorry. If I add the current, I do that. So the electrons, when passed through the different dispositive, is how I did. I am tired because they go to a large street, for example, and the voltage do that, you know, and when the voltage is that and that, but when go to this, the voltage is the same, but divide. But when I touch different, touch again, it's like the beginning. Okay, so I erase this. In a series circuit, the voltage is in there, but the current is normal. Go to the charge, for example, a LED. So the resistance do that. It's a filter. You can pass, but not everything at the same time, you know. You can pass, but not all at the same time. It's a 1 by 1 or 2 by 2, depending of the resistor. If the resistor is very high, the voltage is very low. When you run under the water, you can run faster because it's the same. The resistor is very important because in a circuit you not always, but you have to put in different dispositive different voltage. So you can do that with different these electronic parts or with calculating with a resistance. You can slow and divide, so you can do whatever you want if you know. But how if I need to change momentarily the resistance, what I want to do. So that question is answered in the next transition. the resistor in the resistor have a different materials. So these materials is not a conductors, is impure materials, because you don't want the current pass, all pass. You know, the pass by 1 or by 2, you know, depend of the do you need. So the parts you see metal or wire won't, no sé, it's different, and depending of the material, the band of the resistor, you can read the number. For example, black is a 0, coffee is a 1, orange is a 2. So if you learn, you can, oh, this is a 91 resistor, a 50 ohms or 3 ohms, because the resistor is a measure in ohms. 5 ohms, 100 ohms, 1k ohms, 1k, 2k ohms, you know, that is the 2.5k ohms, 57, 50. And I put the transition, and I have a question for you. You know who you know if you can change the value of the resistor, you know. So is if I have a, for example, circuit, I need to change the value of the resistor. How I do that, you know. It's very difficult, put different resistor for different things. So I have the answer, but in the next transition. Hello. Unit 12, potentiometers. With these tools, you can modify the resistance in a circuit in real time. So you can the headsets in a headset, you have a button. You can put the music loud or more low. So with button is a potentiometer. The potentiometer can the potentiometer of resistance opposes in the flow of the current. For example, this is the loud music, and this is for example, when you put the potentiometer up but a little the current. When you put up, you know, it is when you is opposite. When you put down, so the resistance is slow, so you can pass more current. For example, this is the current. I draw for you because I think you don't understand, so I go to Paint. It's the excellent application program for drawing, the best, the alpha. Paint. So the potentiometer, when you put up, you have a lot of current. When you put down, you have current, but not so much. Like that. So when the current is up, the amplifier can amplify the current, so the sound like more. The sounds is more loud. So you know. So the electricity can produce the music with depends of the form, the wave of the current. For example, I have you have this. This is a level of current. That is a frequency of the sounds. If you have a specific frequency, you can reproduce a music. For example, a low frequency is like that, high frequency is like that, and you have different frequency, million of frequency. So the amplifier put the micro frequencies in more voltage, so you can put more amperes current, so you can heal the heat. Listen, you can listen the frequency of you want to amplify. Is that works the amplifier. So with the potentiometer you can put more current or more frequencies, depend of you, if you want a party, or if you want classic music alone with a dinner, very easy. Okay, here a potentiometer have a different whippers. If you can move the pen of the current. For example, I have the concept. Oh Dios. I have this. So that is a piece of metal, and that is other piece of metal. Ahí, no, ya. Entonces con esto yo pongo así, y aquí hago así. Okay, so it's a substrate. With this substrate you can move between these wipes and change the value of the resistor. For example, if I do that, the conductors of the metal is most pure, so I can pass the current. But if I pass with for here, is different resistance. So have a different, if you have different waves, you can modify the resistance. You have a it's a name in Spanish is divisor de voltaje. You with the divisor de voltaje you can divide the voltage, so you can put low or high depending of the the capacity of the potentiometer. This is the potentiometer. It's like the resistance, but it's a mechanic tool you move, so you can put more ohms or less ohms. What do you want? So nítido. So you can use for different things, like I tell in the past in the video. For example, for control, you can do a mechanic automatic controlling in your house, or switch with different poles in a voltage with two relays, and do a control of entry house or a specific place or circuit. This is the relay in the relay, normally closed and normally open. It's like that. And so I do the transition now for speak with the other unit. This is the transistor, very important. I talked about the transistor in last unit, so I don't to talk a lot of transistor. This is a MOSFET. MOSFET is like the transistor but different. So I talk about the transistor. You can pass the current, that is a MOSFET. You can pass the current between collector to with this is the collector. The current can flow to the collector to the emitter. In the base is a door can turn on the gate. It's a door can pass or not pass this current. For example, if I go to paint, I have this. This is the emitter, this is the collector, and this is the base. If I want to pass a current, I put the voltage in base, so the base is open, so the current can flow. If I don't put a voltage, the base is closed, so the current can't flow. You know, this is the function about the transistor, the normally transistor. In the MOSFET is similar. It's similar, but it's not the same, because you have the gate and you have the gate, source and drain. you have gate. Okay, with the gate, source and drain, you put voltage in the gate, so the gate is open, but you don't need to put continue voltage. You put once, and yeah. So you put one, so the current can flow in one way. Yes, in one way. So you need to put positive and negative, for example. But in the transistor, you need to put the voltage continue, because if you don't put the gate or base is closed. In MOSFET, you don't need to do that. This is the difference between the voltage and between the transistor and MOSFET. And the transistor have two different parts: BJT, and UJT. With the BJT works with voltage, and UJT works with current. So the gate move voltage, and the gate move with current. So this is the difference. So you have the transistor have three parts: N, P, N, and P and P. So you can do is with the diode have a two part, N and P. The transistor have three, N, P, N. Depends of your work or your circuit. And if I read this, there are several different types of transistor. The bipolar transistor, that the Junction 5 effect transistor is this, and the metal oxide semiconductor field is this. With this, you can pass the current in always, but in the transistor you can do in one way, and the MOSFET in one way. An electrical current flow into the first terminal, known as the base. The base exchanges the current flow between the emitter and collector. Field effect transistors also have three terminals. However, the terminals have different names: the gate, source, and drain. The other difference is that voltage applied to the gate changes the current flow. Between the source and drain, MOSFET have two main operating modes: inertia mode and depletion mode. Depletion mode transistors are normally on, whereas enhancement mode transistors are normally off. So transistor is an important part of electronic, because you can do everything you want. I think this is the and I put the other unit. So if you need voltage, but you need to regulate instantly, you need a voltage regulator. If you have a high voltage or low voltage or very this voltage, you need in the output at the same voltage, you need a voltage regulator, because with a resistance the voltage can vary. When you have a voltage and you need the same voltage, you have 9 volts and you need a 5, you need a voltage regulator, because the 9 voltage can change between 8 and 5, between 8 and 9, but you need 5 in output, so you need a voltage regulator, because with a resistance you don't have the same voltage, so with a voltage regulator you have the same voltage, the same. For example, here this is a regular voltage or output in a rectifier. In a rectifier you have this voltage. When you put a regulator, you have this. So it's not talk too much about the voltage regulator, but it's simple. And you have 3 terminals. Input, this is the voltage. The ground, the negative ground. Output, this is the voltage. Have a different name, different voltage output, and different input, and obviously different current. So if you have a question or anything else, the rectifier is like the transistor, so like in the hardware, no in the transistor is in out. The transistor is like similar. So this is the everything you need to say to know about the electronic. So goodbye.